So, I don't know about anybody else, but this week, or this weekend, it's kind of fuck shit. You know, this is the new moon, new you, and it's one of those things where it's dredging up old past places and spaces that you need to take a look at and come to terms with and understand. And you want to know, I was talking with Azrael, and yes, I work with Azrael, and I was talking to him about this very concept, and he was talking about delusion, and he was talking about sometimes things don't work out the way you were hoping. That sometimes people get left behind. Sometimes people get stuck in chaos, in a false sense of self, and a delusional state that they're doing the best thing possible, or they're doing what's right, or somehow through isolation they find unity. But when you study the laws, and when you go back and you look at these places and these spaces and these constructs, you're just left sitting there kind of kicking yourself. And you kick yourself not because anybody told you to kick yourself. You kick yourself because you see it clearly now. You see that they're smiling. Well, their face is smiling, but their eyes aren't. And Az interrupted me and told me that, he told me that, what else do we need to show you until you move on? And I didn't understand that. And I was like, but I am moving on. I am doing what I need to do. I am building something over here. But he was talking about that hope. That hope that people weren't exactly who they told you they were. That runners weren't runners. That manipulative master manipulators weren't master manipulators. That people weren't an ego. That the person who ran away from everybody wouldn't run away from you. And then you have to realize that you can't finish the puzzle, because the puzzle piece you're trying to stick in your puzzle doesn't fit anymore, because the puzzle piece identifies as a different puzzle now. And as hard as that fucking is, bro, because that just kills your shit. That kills your shit. It kills your shit. You have no closure. You have no understanding. It's hard. But then you stop and think. And you're sitting there going, it doesn't make sense. But why? They have a piece of you that you will never get back. They can't give it back. They can't cord cut it back. They can't energetically send it back. It doesn't work like that. That piece of you is forever in that person's pocket, because despite what they may think, going through the motions of energy cutting, going through the motions of disconnecting, going through the motions of being unified through isolation, doesn't make any sense. It's counterintuitive. He went back to the eyes, and he told me, look at the eyes. The eyes will tell you everything you need to know about a person, because not only are they the windows to the soul, but they show you exactly where the soul is seated at that time. That's hard. That's some hard thing to think about. And then he told me that the people, the brothers, the sisters, the people who are out here trying to find unity, to find oneness, to make an understanding of self, to help the person next to them, they're seated, their soul at the right hand of the Father. And he used the biblical term, don't get too worried about it. But it's literally like one of those things is you're in a false sense of self. You're in a false seat. We're coming into Saturn retrograde, a double dose of karma. Good karma, neutral karma, bad karma is a boomerang back to you. Whatever you dished out is now coming back. And it's coming back times 2. It's coming back times 2. You wonder why abundance isn't coming in? That's why. You wonder why you're seated in chaos? That's why. You can only bury your subconscious so long. And when you become addicted in somebody outside yourself, you can't fight. You can't fight the addiction until you decide your rock bottom is where you're going to make a change. And it hurts, but the truth is you can't save people who don't want to be saved. You can't help those who don't want help. You can't make people see things from your seat when they're seated in falsehood and delusion. Isolation will never bring unity. You isolate, you lock yourself inside. You don't have no friends. You don't talk to nobody. You're not becoming one with nothing. You're left with you and your ego. You were given a gift and you're squandering it. And the hardest part about all of this is you have to be okay with never getting your puzzle piece back.